Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.02103 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 7.95%, and this is a day that we are seeing a bit of a recovery here on the whole crypto market, seeing almost every crypto in green after seeing days of massive dump here on the crypto market, and even seeing new bear market lows here on the altcoins. And like Vechain, we have seen a new bear market low, and I'll be getting into that in a few. And I want to kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart, and my analysis I'm basing it on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart pattern that you have information on this chart. And Vechain from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.018 mark, which is a new low that we made yesterday in that crash that has been happening on the whole crypto market. And after making our low at around the $0.02 mark here on the daily chart, there had been a bit of a recovery to the upper side, managing to break above these key areas of resistances, but at around the $0.03362 mark we got rejected, and we had been seeing a massive pullback to the lower side. And yesterday we made a new low at around the $0.018 mark. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see after making our low at around the $0.02 mark, we had been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I'm terming over here as an ABC corrective movement. And after seeing the high for that ABC corrective movement, whatever I expected on this other side is the formation of a 5-wave structure to the lower side, and that is what we have been seeing over here, having these as the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then a wave 5 making its low at around the $0.021 mark. And in that 5-wave structure to the lower side, we can now name it as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And after seeing the low for that higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever I expected next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which I believe has been playing out over here, and you have fully maximized the target area of that higher Elliot wave count 2 and made the wave 2 high. And using the Fibonacci's, I can get a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of these wave 2 to the upper side, connecting the Fibonacci from the high of that first wave to the low of that first wave. And that gives me a minimum retracement area to the upper side between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382 as a minimum, and I can extend this to the upper side to just lie between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, which perfectly lies between the $0.029 mark and the $0.027 mark. And you can see Vechain retraced into that target area and made its peak at around the $0.28 mark. And after making that peak, we have been seeing a very nice impulsive movement over here in what we can now term as a higher Elliot wave count 3 to the lower side. So whatever we are seeing over here, we can now term it as a higher Elliot wave count 3. And to support that movement to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2, we also had chart patterns that were in formation over here, which supported that movement and that breakout to the upper side. And the first one was this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a chart pattern that normally breaks to the upper side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the head and the neckline. So using a trend line, we can get that height and then place it above the neckline to give us a minimum target area to the upper side back to around the $0.025 mark. And we saw that breakout and fully maximized that target area to the upper side, and also managed to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.024 mark. And having seen the high for this higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we are expecting over here is this impulsive movement to give us a new low in the formation of a third wave. And using the trend based Fibonacci, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3. And using the Fibonacci, that is the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the high of that first wave to the low of that first wave, then dragging the fibs to the high of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the lower side, and I can use the fib ratios 1:1 fib ratio, and that gives me a minimum target area back to around the $0.15 mark, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And you can see Vechain continue to push to the lower side, lost a key area of support at around the $0.02 mark in this movement right here, and we made our low at around the $0.018 mark, which is just a 0.03 from the target area that I have sketched out here using the trend-based Fibonacci. And from whatever we are seeing here on the 4-hour chart, we are seeing a very nice impulsive movement to the upper side once more, and we are trying to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.02 mark. And there are two possibilities over here that can play out. The first one is maybe we must fully maximize the target area that I have drawn out down here at around the $0.015 mark in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 1. That is the first possibility, and that would mean the retest of this key area of resistance over here might not be a success, and we might see a very nice reversal to the lower side to fully maximize that target area. And once we maximize it, then we can expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 4 to the upper side, which is a retracement of the first wave. That is the first possibility that can play out over here. The second one is that Vechain will not fully maximize this target area down here, and maybe the wave 3 low was in at around the $0.18 mark. That is the next possibility that can play out over here, and maybe that's the reason as to why we are seeing this nice recovery over here. And in case we manage to break above this resistance zone and even see a successful retest of that resistance zone, there is a possibility that Vechain might continue pushing higher in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 4 to the upper side. And using the Fibonacci's, because the wave 4 is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of this first wave over here, that is the wave 3, the wave 2, to the low of that wave 3 low at around the $0.018 mark, to give us a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 4 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which perfectly lies between the $0.024 mark and the $0.023 mark. That is the second possibility that can play out over here. So in case Vechain continues pushing higher, getting into this red target area between the $0.024 mark and the $0.023 mark, then there's a possibility that whatever we might be seeing over here might be the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 4. And once that plays out, then we can expect a bit of another impulsive movement to the lower side to fully maximize the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 5. And once that plays out, then we can start sketching even more bullish movements here on the Vechain chart, because there's a possibility that the low for Vechain, that is for the bear market, will be in the formation of that fifth wave to the lower side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. And those are my two possible scenarios that can play out here on the Vechain chart. So let's be patient and continue watching those key areas of support and resistances, and I'll keep you updated on that. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI, we are trading at around the 35 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 4, and any movements to the lower side will still be supported before we get back into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD. Here on the MACD, you can see we had printed a bearish crossover here, and we have started losing the momentum here on the MACD. So soon we might be able to print a bullish cross. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.